So, ballers, if you ever wonder what it's like to be me, it's a little odd, as I like to describe myself as the most famous mediocre skier in the world. My phone rings sometimes with like some odd stuff. And not that many weeks ago, I got this phone call from a buddy of mine that's pretty plugged in Orlando, and he says, "Have you seen S lines?" And I'm like, "S lines? What the hell is S lines?" And he's like, "Oh, it's these new ropes, and they're like super legit." And I'm like, "Okay, I mean, maybe. All right, whatever. I've heard this song before." So then I, poke around and talk to some other people, and it's like, well, yeah, apparently there's like this new up and coming rope company. And you go on the website, and the guy, whoever he is at this point, even has the machine to like, he's literally buying the yarn. If yarn's the right word, I apologize if it's not. And he's actually assembling his own rope. So, I mean, he's buying all the red and mixing the red with the white or the whatever, right? All your main lines are multiple colors. Um, so I poke around, and then I see it's on the forum, and it's kind of blowing up. So I reach out to the guy, and it turns out his name is Scott. And inexplicably, this is a guy who loves ropes. I mean, he's a rope geek. I mean, I don't know. I used to be like a fin geek, right? If you remember the carbon fiber fin days. But so whatever. So we get to talk, and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to send you a bunch of ropes. I want you to check them out." So I haven't opened this box before. Sometimes I cheat and open the box and tape them back up. This time I really haven't seen it before. So let's take a look. And then in a little bit, I'm going to put a tape measure to these ropes. Because, I don't think it's rocket science for somebody to tie up a rope and call it a slalom rope. But for somebody to consistently send you a rope where all the loops are really, really the right lengths, and they stay that way, and it's quality stuff, that's a whole nother deal. I'm just going to say, I've dealt with rope companies, or some companies have come and gone in the sport in the last number of years, that there's a lot of promise and not a lot of delivery. But I'm pretty darn optimistic about this. All right, so I'm fully caffeinated. Let's see. All right, first rope on top. This one comes with, and Scott told me about this. So this comes with, he's actually gone and measured and given me a spec sheet. So when I go over to my measuring rig later on today and I measure this rope, he's telling me that this is exactly where it should be. And according to his spec sheet, it's really, really tight. Scott's theory is his ropes should actually come out of the box just a tiny bit short, if anything. But looking at this one, according to the spec sheet, it's dead nuts. So it's pretty, and it's interesting as he and I were talking about this. And again, you see the multiple colors in there, right? That's literally, he's buying all the yellow and then all the white and all the gray on this 28 off loop, and he's actually making the rope from the yarn. That's kind of my point. Is this isn't, he's not going down to Home Depot and buying rope and just tying knots in it, right? This is from scratch. And he's talking to me quite a bit, and I confess I didn't follow all of it, about each, I think they call these toes, but each section, each little yarn piece is twisted just the right amount, and that actually impacts stiffness quite a bit. All right, so I'm rambling because I confess I'm not a rope guy. But so he calls this okay, I don't know what he calls this one. But there's a couple of ropes in here, and what Scott has done, he looked across the industry and he saw that we've got the ski company ropes, which tend to be a little bit stiffer. They're not bad, they're fine. People ski great on them. And then there's kind of this fad last couple of years for ropes that are a lot stretchier. And so Scott's made a variety of stiffness. He's got 3 different versions on his website. And I'm just going to come right out and say, I don't know which is which at this point. I don't know. I'm not even going to BS. But so I'm just kind of pulling out, a bunch of ropes. All right, so he sent me 5 ropes. I don't know the differences at this point. I don't know about I don't know how I would do a full-on rope review. I don't want to be, I don't want to be guilty of saying, yeah, great, but kind of, if you go out and you ski on it and it feels good, um, it's kind of, so, I believe this is 3 different stiffnesses in, thank goodness there's not another one, in 5 different ropes, different colors. He does custom stuff. He's not doing handles yet, but one would assume, right? So, it's, I believe it's slinesusa.com. If that's not correct, I will put a link, or I'll put the URL here in the video. Check this out. I'm going to go measure these in a minute, and we'll talk more about it. Again, about 5 centimeters short. So pretty good stuff, fresh out of the box. After 3 or 4 ski rides, I would expect these ropes to be perfect.